If you come to the Pi mainnet, it is covered that over 1 billion Pi have been released into circulation for about 1 to 2 months. And this is very, very important. Why? Because if you come to the price action right now, you see this very point, I believe market is going to, from this very area, break this level of important support and come all the way back down to the 0.63 and 0.65 level. I'll discuss this in detail in this very video. And if you look at the Bitcoin price action right now, we see this very move all the way to the downside and the market move upward a little bit. Market is going to move from here coming into this very area. So there is a high possibility right now that the market is going to come back down, approaching the 105. Detail coming shortly. And if you look at the ETH USDT 4-hour chart, unfortunately, I am not looking at a breakout right here for market to come back into this very area, which is very important. If you look at Sol USD price action, market is at this very point right now, $175. But this very area is still holding strong at this very point of important support, but market have high chance as well of breaking all the way from there to the downside. Let's discuss this in detail and many more in this very video. One thing that is very important here is the Pi mainnet. If you look at it, in the past 1 month to 2 months, we've seen over 1 billion Pi token released into circulation. And this release is as a result of people mining and having unlocked token and all of those stuff into circulation. So when this pump into circulation, it means that people that get it from mining, most especially, is going to come back to the market right here on any exchange that Pi is listed and dump the token right there and collect profit. In most cases, they will not like to hold the coin. And this is very important. And that is why, if you look at this very price action, we've not seen any good momentum in the price of Pi and stability. If market move all the way upward, we'll drastically see market come all the way to the downside because of this very mechanism of mining and coming back to the market to dump it. And if you look at the price from this very area right here, I believe market is going to come back down. And for market to come back down into this very area of important support, then we need to see the market break out on this very level of important support as well. So what I am expecting right now, to be very, very precise on the price of Pi from this moment moving forward, is for the market to break out on this level of important support. Once we see a bearish candle that close below this very price level of 0.72, that is 72 cents, then I am very, very sure, 95% that the market is going to from here come into this very area of important support, which will not be good for investors and also miners alike. And that is why we need to pay attention to this very level right now that is on price action, this level of support. If it did not hold the market, which most likely will not, market is going to from here come all the way to the downside. And what you need to look out for is that very bearish candle. If it closed below this very area, okay, of 72 cents, then market is going to come back down into this very area, and we're going to verify what happened within this very area to know where price is going to go next on Pi USDT 4-hour chart. Pay attention to these guys to be the right direction of the market. And on BTC USDT 4-hour chart, right at this very point, I told you market is going to move up a little bit and then come back down. Right now, I don't see any momentum in the market moving all the way upward, maybe probably creating another new high. Market from here is going to come back down. Okay, that is what I am expecting right now, to be very specific on the Bitcoin 4-hour chart. BTC USDT right now have a high chance, 90%, of coming all the way to the downside, approaching this very area of 105 $2,000. This is what you need to pay attention to as well. Remember, market has come back down all the way into this very point, breaking this level of important support, which market move a little bit from all the way to the upside from this very area. So for the fact that market move back down below this our support area, it means that even though market move up a little bit, market still have capacity of coming all the way to the downside into this very area. This is what you have to pay attention to right now, guys, to be in the right direction of the market, which will also enhance your directional bias, because market have high chance right now of moving back down. And most especially, the market sentiment right now is very, very negative. That is 70% negative, okay, based on that very tariff threat from President Trump, 50% on the EU. If that come to play, it's going to be very drastic for the market. But right now, the market is very uncertain on what is going to happen. And that is why I believe market is going to come back down into this very area because of this uncertainty. And if you come to the ETH/USDT 4-hour chart right at this very point, it discovered that market did not really move all the way to the upside after this very move downward, which means sellers are very much in the market, willing to push the market all the way to the downside. And that is why you need to pay attention to this very area where the market is right now, because it's going to tell where the market is going to go. And for me, I am not looking at market coming all the way to this very area of $2,400 per Ethereum, and that is what you need to pay attention to as well. And the main thing we need to focus on for that to happen is for this market to go below this our area of interest. And that is why area of interest is very important for you to mark out on your price action. And the exact price I am looking at is this very price right here, okay, this very price level of $2,497. Once market come back down and have a bearish candle that close below this very area right here, then that means market is going to come back down into this very area of important support. This is what you must have to pay attention to be in the right direction of the market right now moving forward. And this is what personally I am expecting right now. And as a matter of fact, you may have something contrary to what I'm saying. That means you may have a different setup or looking at something very different in the market, and that is very fine. But also pay attention to this as well, so that you know when to collect few losses and come out of the market if you are in a buy position. And this is very important from now moving forward. This is what I am not paying attention to. If market break down, market is going to move all the way into this very area. And when market come into this very point, we're going to verify what price is going to do within this very area using current price action that is going to form from here all the way to the downside. This is what you need to pay attention to right now, guys, to be in the right direction of the market on ETH/USDT 4-hour chart. Sol USDT 4-hour chart, it discovered that Solana is still maintaining strength at this very area. Right now, markets have capacity of coming back down. However, if you look at this very candle, it's a very, very significant bullish candle moving forward, but market have possibility moving forward a little bit, not creating a new high higher than this very high right here, and the market will begin to come all the way to the downside. That means don't take a sell position yet on Solana. That is a short on futures, because if the market move upward, that is from this very area right here, and move up to this very point, market have capacity of coming back down and then move upward again. That is why taking a short position right now is not the right thing to do, except we break out on this level of important support. So once market come back down and break on this level of important support, then it would be nice or wise to consider taking a sell or short position with your strategy. And that is very, very important. That is what I'm looking at as well right now on this very price action. So to be very specific right now on the Sol USDT 4-hour chart, I am expecting the market to move upward a little bit and then come back down into this very area. And if we see a breakout of this very area right here, that is, if we see a breakout right at this very point, then a breakout here is going to send the market all the way to the downside into this very area. And this is very, very important. Pay attention to this, guys, to be in the right direction of the market right from this very point. This is what I am personally expecting right now on Sol from now moving forward. Market is still very bullish. If you look at the 1 week chart, market is still very bullish, a little bit on the 1 day chart, but on the 4-hour chart, things can turn all the way to the downside because of a negative sentiment right now in the market. There is a lot of uncertainty in the market from now to 1st of July because we don't know what President Trump is going to do with that 50% trade tariff on the EU. Because if it happens, market is going to move all the way to the downside. It's going to be very drastic for the market. However, we're going to see a sharp recovery as well, because one thing I believe is that President Trump will easily deal with the European Union compared to China. Okay, that is very, very true. And if you look at it, the United States don't consider Europe as an adversary comparing to China. They consider China as their #1 adversary, and that is why them dealing with China will be a little bit hectic compared to dealing with the European Union. So I believe a deal with the European Union is very, very possible compared to that of China, and they can easily give up things for the European Union compared to giving up things to China. This is my personal opinion. You may have something very different for what I'm talking about. And if you come to coin market cap right here, it is covered that market has come back down a little bit. The global market capitalization has dropped. This is not a call for alarm or market dumping all the way to the downside. Market can correct even up to $3.00 trillion, which is not a call for alarm as well. Market is still going to move upward. And if you look at the fear and greed index as at yesterday, it was 76 to be very precise. Right now, it has flipped back to 67. This is very important because market is tending towards this very fear area. And for me, I don't see that as a threat yet until we come to this very neutral position. This is all of the things you need to pay attention to right now, guys, to be in the right direction of the market from now moving forward. Consider supporting this channel by leaving a like for this video, subscribe if you have not, and turn on the bell notification for more crypto videos like this one. Also check the channel for other crypto content. Join our Telegram channel, the link in the description of this very video and also in the pinned comment. It is a free channel. Join right now, link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.